Okay, there it goes. Now it's recording. All right. So after what seems like weeks, maybe even months of not finding anything at a brick and mortar store, like it seems like I'm under a deluge now of finding cool stuff. Like out of like maybe the past couple of months or so of these unboxing videos that I've done, sporadic though they've been, most of the stuff that I've shown you guys has been stuff that I've gotten off of Amazon, and it's good that I can get stuff off of Amazon because then I can use gift cards and stuff that I have, and that's cool. I'm not complaining, but now it seems like it's switched around, and Amazon keeps wanting to like delay and cancel everything that I order. And I'm actually starting to find stuff in brick and mortar stores. And I had the Goldberg video that I did yesterday, and I forgot to post that on any of the Facebook groups that I usually post stuff in, so I didn't get as many views on that one so far. So I'll probably post that one today. Hopefully, it won't be too much with the other two things I have to show you today. But I looked out today and found another one of this Masters of the WWE Universe assortment. These have been pretty hard to find lately, and I don't think it's because they've been selling any better. They've been selling pretty solidly from what I've seen, but usually there's like one or two peg warmers left on the shelves, and like the past few times, it's like an assortment will show up and gone, just like that. So I think it's that like they're not stocking as many of them as they had been, but now the line's really starting to take off, so now just everything's disappearing off the shelves. So anyway, this one is Kane, Demonic Red Machine, and Kane is one of my favorite wrestlers from back in the day. The only thing I'm disappointed about having Kane is I was never able to find the Undertaker in this line, so I don't have his brother slash arch nemesis to go up against him. But Kane's pretty cool on his own. He doesn't need to have the Undertaker to be awesome. And I mean, it certainly wouldn't hurt. I would certainly like to have the Undertaker. Hint, hint, Mattel. If you want to re-release that figure that was really hard to find, I'm sure it would sell really well. I'd buy two of them just so I can have one to use for customs. I like glow-in-the-dark figures. Same with Scareglow. Again, if you're listening, these are stuff that we will buy if you can get it to us. You know, maybe just start your own direct-to-consumer website again, like in the Matty Collector days, and just sell the stuff there. If Walmart and Target don't want to carry it, you can get it to us some other way. Anyhow, I'm getting ahead of myself. Kane, Big Red Machine. Let's take a look at the artwork on the back. And it's got this picture of Kane firing his gun hand. He's got like a gimmick that's based off of a roboto because he's a demonic red machine. So it says, rebuilt in Hellfire and Brimstone. They said hell on an action figure package. This show is not for kids. Uh, rebuilt in Hellfire and Brimstone. The man once known as Kane. What is he known as now? It says the man once known as Kane. He's still known as Kane. It says so right there. It doesn't say the wrestler formerly known as Kane. It says Kane. So, I don't know. That's kind of weird, but whatever. The man once known as Kane is now a cyborg powerhouse known as the Big Red Machine. Well, that's like his nickname. That's like saying Batman is a crime fighter formerly known as the Dark Knight or whatever. No, it's like he's known as both of them at the same time. Because one's his actual superhero name, Batman, and the other one's his nickname, the Dark Knight. But I digress. The Big Red Machine, come to destroy all of WWE Eternia. Well, that certainly sounds pretty badass, doesn't it? So let's look at the... We already saw the artwork on the back. And up there is, I think that's the place where Rey Mysterio Jr. lives with the bird people. You know, the equivalent of Avion in the regular Eternia. Put flamethrower on or pincers onto his arm. Okay, so I was mistaken. This is not supposed to be a laser gun, like it's supposed to be a laser gun on Roboto. It's supposed to be a flamethrower. Because, you know, flames are something that's often associated with Kane. That's how he apparently got disfigured. Like, back when they used to pretend he was disfigured instead of having him be unmasked and he was just, like, a normal-looking bald dude. Like, might as well look like me underneath. Anyway, so here's the comic book, which I accidentally kind of creased up. And you can see that he's fighting The Undertaker, who I do not have because he was impossible to find, and I've never once seen him in stores, and Mattel needs to re-release them. And he's also fighting Stephanie McMahon, or maybe he's teamed up with Stephanie McMahon, I don't know. But yeah, Stephanie McMahon's in there, and she's kind of half evil in and wearing the skull crown, and they're fighting. They're all three fighting. Although, like, I kind of imagine Stephanie's fighting both of them at once, maybe. But I guess we'll find out. Maybe she managed to get control of the big red machine. Height, 7'0". Weight, 323 pounds. He is a monster. Uh, superstar powers, pyrokinesis, can walk through hellfire and brimstone. There's the HE double hockey sticks word again. This is a pretty risque action figure with all the colorful language. Foreign objects, monstrous robotic arsenal. So then we've got a panel in the comic strip of Stephanie facing off against the Undertaker. Taker is standing all stoically and ready to deal with her nonsense. And it says, Undertaker, you think you rule WWE Eternia, but there's one person you forgot about. Your brother. And then Undertaker says, impossible. It's gotta be Kane. And then it shows Kane rising up from what is presumably Hellfire and Brimstone. And it says, you thought you got rid of him long ago, but his hate for you lit the fire for his return. I rebuilt him as a big red machine and brought him here for one reason, revenge! The best reason of all, if you ask me. And then he says in a robotic, machine-like voice, meet your doom, brother. Brother? That's Hulk Hogan's word. Meet your doom, brother! So, but yeah, I mean, like, they're literally brothers, so I guess he can get away with it. Unfortunately, I kind of creased it up when I took it out of the package. That was careless of me. But, oh well. Now it's completely devalued. Let's go ahead and take a look at Kane, the big red machine, and see how he turned out. So we again have my arch nemesis, rubber bands. I'll cut those off. And these annoying tabs that have me begging for rubber bands, because they're really hard to get to. So there we can remove Kane from the tray, and I'll pull the remains of rubber bands off of them, and I got a little trash bag down here I can put them in, and then we got the little baggie with all of his weapons in there. So we'll have a look at what his accessories are in just a moment. There's a little look at Kane, as I do over, and he's pretty cool looking. Let's see what accessories he comes with. Gotta cut open the little baggie because it's taped closed. Alright. So we have inside the baggie, which fell in the floor, two things. One I actually managed to hold on to, and that would be the flame that goes on the end of the flamethrower. So that's nice to have. And the other one is the Roboto-style gun arm, which is supposed to be a flamethrower. So, and he does have one other accessory, which I'm going to show to you, which you actually already saw, is this claw that goes at the end of his arm. Now, Roboto would have come with 3 different attachments that can go onto his arm. He would have had the claw, and he would have had the blaster, and he would have had an axe. But this one does not come with the axe. And that's a shame, because the axe would have been a good accessory to have with this guy. I think a similar axe might come with the Fiend, but I don't know, because he's one I didn't manage to get. Hopefully he'll get re-released too, because I would like to have the Fiend. But not as much as I would like to have the Undertaker, who's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and was impossible to find, sold out immediately from that assortment. He needs to be re-released, Mattel. Please re-release him. If anybody from Mattel is watching. So, and technically this hand should be removable also, but he doesn't come with any extra hands to replace it with. So let's go ahead. We'll take the claw off and pop on his flamethrower arm. And that looks pretty cool on him, I think. And since he comes with flames that are supposed to go on there, they've got two little holes, and they've each got little notches on them, so you know which way it's supposed to go onto his flamethrower, and he can be shooting flames at all the good guys. And of course, like all WWE Eternia figures, you know, the parts are interchangeable, so you can put this part onto another character if you wanted another character to have a flamethrower arm. Pop that right back on there. Or you could use them to make a custom version of Roboto if you're sick of waiting to find Roboto in the stores and haven't ordered them off of Amazon yet. I haven't ordered Roboto off of Amazon yet. I should look for him again next time I go on there. One thing that's kind of neat about him is if you look at the tips of his hair, see how that looks like the tips of his hair are kind of highlighted? That's not just like highlights, like, you know, blonde highlights. It's actually made from the translucent orange plastic that you see on the gun arm, so it actually makes his hair look like fire. So that's kind of neat. It's subtle, but it's a nice effect. I notice it. And that's pretty much it for him. He's got the gimmick to switch out the arms, the gimmick to switch out the gimmicks, the gadgets that go on the arms with the claw and the flamethrower. I think for now I'm going to keep the flamethrower on him because I think that's pretty cool. And it's a neat little figure. It's one that I feel like it fits more with the WWE characters than the He-Man characters, certainly, because it's Kane. And Kane is such an iconic visual appearance that I can't imagine him being anybody else. It has to be Kane. But it could be a Kane who somehow traveled to Eternia and got turned into a cyborg. And I could imagine him fighting He-Man too, but he would definitely have to be that character. He couldn't be any other character. I mean, I guess if you never heard of Kane, you could pretend he's somebody else, but it's just so obviously him. So, but that's fine. Who doesn't like having an action figure of Kane? He's like one of my favorite characters to have action figures of. In fact, like, when I gave away a lot of my wrestling figures to one of the neighbor kids, because I had to get rid of a lot of stuff when I was moving, Kane was one of the few that I kept. I think Kane was like the only character besides Ric Flair that I kept, because I kept all my Ric Flair figures. Ric Flair is my favorite. But anyway, that's pretty much it for him. I'm going to have another video coming in just a little bit, so stay tuned. If you like what you saw here, please like and subscribe and all the other YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of Kane as a He-Man character, or a He-Man character based off of Kane, or however you want to look at that. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.